Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic legends, and I'm your host, Howard Closewell. Today, we embark on a captivating journey through the life of Gustavo Kuerten, the Brazilian tennis sensation who left an indelible mark on the sport. As we explore the intricacies of Kuerten's remarkable career, you'll discover a tale of perseverance, passion, and triumph that transcends the confines of the tennis court. Born on September 10, 1976, in Florianópolis, Brazil, Gustavo Kuerten was destined to become a trailblazer in the world of tennis. His early life was marked by a unique blend of privilege and adversity, which would ultimately shape his character and inform his approach to the sport. Kuerten's father, Aldo Kuerten, was a successful businessman, while his mother, Alice, was a homemaker who nurtured her son's fledgling interest in tennis. The family's comfortable lifestyle provided Gustavo with access to top-notch coaching and training facilities, but it also instilled in him a sense of responsibility and humility that would serve him well throughout his career. As a child, Gustavo was introduced to tennis by his older brother, Rafael, who would often take him to the local tennis club. It was there, surrounded by the lush greenery and picturesque scenery of Florianópolis, that Kuerten developed a deep affection for the sport. The city's unique cultural landscape, with its blend of Portuguese and indigenous influences, also played a significant role in shaping Gustavo's personality and worldview. The rhythmic sounds of samba music, the vibrant colors of carnival celebrations, and the rich flavors of Brazilian cuisine all contributed to a sensory experience that would stay with Kuerten throughout his life. Growing up in Brazil during the 1980s, Kuerten was exposed to a country in turmoil. The nation was struggling to emerge from a period of military dictatorship, and the economy was plagued by inflation and instability. Yet, amidst this uncertainty, tennis became a beacon of hope for Gustavo, offering him a sense of escape and a platform for self-expression. As he navigated the challenges of his young life, Kuerten found solace in the structured world of tennis, where he could focus on developing his skills and competing against others. Kuerten's early years were also marked by a series of significant events that would shape his future path. In 1985, at the age of 9, he began training with renowned coach, Larry Passos, who would become a mentor and guiding influence in his life. Passos instilled in Gustavo a strong work ethic and a deep understanding of the game, which would serve him well as he navigated the challenges of professional tennis. Under Passos's guidance, Kuerten learned to harness his natural talent, developing a distinctive playing style that blended elegant shot-making with a fierce competitive spirit. As Kuerten entered his teenage years, he began to compete in local and national tournaments, quickly establishing himself as one of Brazil's most promising young players. His impressive performances on the court were matched by his dedication and perseverance off it, as he spent countless hours honing his skills and building his physical conditioning. The long hours of practice, the sacrifices, and the setbacks all took their toll, but Kuerten persevered, driven by an unyielding passion for the sport and a deep-seated desire to succeed. The historical context of Kuerten's early years is crucial in understanding his development as a player and a person. The 1980s and 1990s were a time of great change and upheaval in Brazil, with the country transitioning from military rule to democracy. This period of transformation had a profound impact on Gustavo, shaping his values and informing his approach to tennis. As he navigated the complexities of his young life, Kuerten was exposed to the vibrant cultural and social movements that were sweeping across Brazil, from the rise of tropicalia music to the emergence of a new generation of Brazilian artists and intellectuals. He faced numerous setbacks and disappointments, including a series of injuries that threatened to derail his fledgling career. A devastating knee injury in 1991, for example, forced Kuerten to undergo surgery and spend several months on the sidelines, wondering if he would ever regain his form. Yet through it all, Gustavo persevered, drawing on the resilience and determination that had been instilled in him by his family and coaches. With his racket in hand and a fierce glint in his eye, Kuerten is ready to take on the world, one match at a time. As Kuerten's career began to gain momentum, he found himself at the forefront of a new generation of Brazilian tennis players. their rackets and determination fueled by a burning desire to leave an indelible mark on the sport. The year 1995 marked a significant turning point for Gustavo, as he won his first ATP title in Buenos Aires, defeating Francisco Clavé in the final on November 6th. This triumph not only signaled Kuerten's arrival on the professional scene, but also cemented his status as a rising star in Brazilian tennis, with the nation's fervent fans eagerly anticipating his next move. The electric atmosphere of the Argentine capital still resonated within Gustavo as he embarked on the 1996 season, a year that would prove to be a defining period in his career. He began by competing in the Australian Open, where he reached the second round before falling to Todd Martin on January 17th. The Melbourne crowd's appreciation for Kuerten's tenacious play was palpable, and though he ultimately succumbed to the American's experience, Gustavo departed with an invaluable understanding of what it took to thrive at the Grand Slam level. However, it was during the French Open that Kuerten truly made his mark, upsetting the sixth-seeded Boris Becker in the third round on June 1st. As the sun dipped below the Parisian horizon, casting a golden glow over the court, Suzanne Lenglen, Gustavo's powerful forehand and nimble footwork left the German tennis legend grasping at air. This stunning victory propelled Kuerten into the quarterfinals, where he ultimately lost to Pete Sampras on June 4th, but not before leaving an enduring impression on the tennis world. Kuerten's impressive performance at Roland-Garros earned him widespread recognition and admiration from fans and critics alike, with many hailing him as the most exciting young player to emerge from Brazil since the inimitable Maria Esther Bueno. His unique playing style, which blended powerful ground strokes with exceptional athleticism, made him a compelling figure to watch on the court, like a matador deftly navigating the bullring. As his confidence grew, so did his results, with Gustavo reaching the semifinals of the ATP tournament in Gstaad, Switzerland, on July 14th, where he would ultimately fall to the wily Marcelo Rios. One of the most significant relationships in Kuerten's career during this period was with his coach, Larry Passos. Their partnership, which began when Gustavo was just 9 years old, played a pivotal role in shaping his playing style and mental approach to the game. Passos's guidance helped Kuerten develop a strong work ethic and a keen understanding of strategy, allowing him to adapt to different surfaces and opponents with the fluidity of a chameleon. The bond between player and coach was built on trust, mutual respect, and an unwavering dedication to excellence, a triumvirate that would propel Gustavo to unprecedented heights. As Kuerten continued to rise through the ranks, he found himself competing against some of the greatest players of his generation, each match a thrilling clash of wills and skills. His rivalry with fellow Brazilian player Fernando Meligeni was particularly notable, with the two engaging in several epic battles on the court that would be etched into the memories of tennis aficionados for years to come. The year 1998 would prove to be a breakthrough season for Kuerten, as he claimed his first Grand Slam title at the French Open. On June 8th, Gustavo defeated Alex Corretja in a thrilling four-set final, 6-4, 6-1, 6-2, to become the first Brazilian player to win a major singles championship since Maria Esther Bueno in 1961. The crowd's euphoric response as Kuerten fell to his knees, overcome with emotion, is forever seared into the annals of tennis history, a moment that transcended sport and spoke to the very heart of national identity. Kuerten's success at Roland-Garros marked the beginning of an incredible run, during which he would go on to win 2 more French Open titles in 2000 and 2001. His dominance on clay courts earned him the nickname Guga, a moniker that would become synonymous with Brazilian tennis excellence, a badge of honor that Gustavo wore with pride, knowing it represented not only his own achievements, but also those of his predecessors and the countless young players he inspired. As Kuerten's career continued to soar, he found himself at the forefront of a global phenomenon, with his name on everyone's lips from Rio to Rome. He was no longer just a talented tennis player. He had become an ambassador for Brazilian sport, a symbol of hope and perseverance in a nation where football reigns supreme. The impact of Kuerten's achievements extended far beyond his own career, as he helped popularize tennis in Brazil and paved the way for future generations of Brazilian players to follow in his footsteps. His success also transcended the world of sports, with Gustavo becoming a beloved cultural icon in his native country, a status that brought with it both adoration and responsibility. As one prominent Brazilian journalist noted, Guga's victories were not just about winning tournaments, they were about bringing pride and joy to an entire nation. Kuerten's rags to riches story, from humble beginnings to international stardom, served as a powerful reminder that with dedication and hard work, anything is possible. A message that resonated deeply with the Brazilian people, who saw in Gustavo a reflection of their own hopes and aspirations. The incomparable Gustavo Kuerten, a tennis legend whose remarkable journey has left an enduring imprint on the sport and the world at large. As Guga's career began to wind down, the tennis world was filled with a mix of sadness and celebration. The announcement of his retirement in 2008 marked the end of an era, not just for Brazilian sports, but for the sport of tennis itself. The decision was met with an outpouring of tributes and accolades, as fans and fellow players alike reflected on the incredible legacy he had built over 2 decades. And what a legacy it was! 3 French Open titles, a career-high ranking of #1 in the world, and a reputation as one of the most charismatic and beloved players to ever step onto the court. But Guga's impact extended far beyond his impressive list of titles and accolades. He embodied the very essence of Brazilian joie de vivre, bringing a unique blend of flair, creativity, and joy to every match he played. His infectious enthusiasm was contagious, inspiring fans around the world with his unwavering dedication and unrelenting spirit. As one prominent tennis commentator so eloquently put it, Guga's presence on the court was like a ray of sunshine, illuminating the darkest of times and bringing warmth to even the most hardened of hearts. On one hand, there was the Guga, who dominated on the court, his powerful forehand and agile movements leaving opponents in awe. And then there was the Guga, who struggled with injuries, particularly a chronic hip condition that necessitated multiple surgeries and threatened to derail his career at every turn. Yet, it was precisely this duality that made Guga's story so compelling. Following his retirement, Kuerten remained deeply involved in the tennis community, dedicating himself to various philanthropic initiatives and charitable endeavors. He worked tirelessly to promote tennis development programs in Brazil, providing opportunities for underprivileged youth to learn the sport and develop their skills. His commitment to giving back to his community was recognized with numerous awards and honors, including the prestigious ATP World Tour Humanitarian of the Year award. And it was here, in this quiet, unassuming work, that we find the true measure of Guga's greatness. For in a world where athletic achievement is often measured by trophies and accolades, Guga's legacy reminds us that true greatness is not just about what we achieve, but about how we use our platform to make a positive impact on the world. The ceremony, attended by friends, family, and fellow tennis legends, was a poignant tribute to his remarkable career and enduring legacy. As Guga himself noted, "Tennis has taught me discipline, perseverance, and the importance of living in the moment, lessons that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life." And it was precisely this sense of gratitude and humility that made Guga's induction so moving. In the years leading up to his induction, Kuerten had also become an increasingly prominent figure in Brazilian popular culture, with numerous appearances on television, in films, and at high-profile events. His charisma, warmth, and quick wit made him a natural in front of the camera, and he quickly became one of Brazil's most beloved and recognizable personalities. And yet, despite all the accolades and attention, Guga remained humble and grounded, never losing sight of his roots or forgetting the values that had guided him throughout his career. Today, Gustavo Kuerten is remembered as a national hero in Brazil, a symbol of hope, inspiration, and achievement for millions of people around the world. Through his remarkable career, his unwavering commitment to philanthropy, and his enduring spirit, Guga has left an indelible mark on the sport of tennis and on the lives of countless individuals around the globe. But before we go, I want to leave you with a challenge. What can you do in your own life to make a positive impact on the world? How can you use your talents, your passions, and your values to inspire others? and leave a lasting legacy? The answer, much like Guga's story, is unique to each and every one of us. But one thing is certain, we all have the power to make a difference, to leave our mark on the world, and to inspire others to do the same. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell, reminding you to keep shooting for your goals,